Okay. Hello, folks. Today I'm back again. I made the video Dinosaurs. Today I want to discuss with you a few other creatures. Like I said in the first video, dinosaur means terrible lizard, and I wanted to tell you about a Dimetrodon. This right here is a Dimetrodon. His sail, well, from what I've heard, the scientist said that the sun rays, go through his sail and warm him. What I think is that it may have done that, but it could have also been used for protection. But I wanted to tell you about how you can tell a creature like Dimetrodon how it eats. I mean, like a carnivore or a herbivore, if it's a carnivore, if it's a herbivore. How you tell is you look at its teeth. If it has pointy, sharp teeth, or sharp-looking teeth, then it's a carnivore. But if it has flat teeth, then it's a herbivore. And if it's a dinosaur that eats eggs, it would usually have smaller kind of beak, because beaks are good for cracking eggs, like baby birds. Now, baby birds, like they said, these scientists are messing with God's creations. He's messing with dinosaurs. They say that because they say T-Rex evolved from chickens. Well, they say that when you look in the chicken's egg, this wasn't what I was going to get onto, but I want to tell you about this. They said that in the chicken's egg, it forms a dinosaur-like tail. Now, that is not so. Evolution, there's two kinds of evolution, but I want to tell you about this. They said that if they can stop the T-Rex tail, they said it looks like a T-Rex tail inside the egg. If they can stop that, then they'll have a T-Rex coming out of the egg. Now, that is evolution. That is not so. But they say that if they can stop that, they can create a T-Rex out of a chicken. And they're messing with God's creations. But anyways, about telling the creatures, that's how you tell their teeth. And if they have both kinds of teeth, like sharp teeth or molars, the flat teeth and the sharp teeth, then they're an omnivore. And there's another dinosaur I want to discuss with you. It is called Parasaurolophus, as far as I can pronounce the name. Here he is. You see, when they found the dinosaur, they found a nasal passage going right through here, through his little horn, and they think that the horn represents kind of like a honking noise, because if their nasal passage goes through into there, they would be able to honk noise. And this dinosaur, they found its fossil records, and it had herbivorous teeth, flat teeth. And they found this creature, and since it had the flat teeth all around, they could tell it's a herbivore. And there's another creature, I can't exactly remember its name, but it had like 3 or 4 rows of teeth going back and further, like a shark. A great white shark, it has several rows of teeth going back. And since they're pointed and they're sharp, that shows that they're a carnivore. But about evolution, people say that me and you, we evolved from monkeys. That is a total lie. Now, about monkeys evolving from monkeys, just because our body looks similar to that does not mean that we evolved from monkeys. Now, they say that we evolved from monkeys, but then I would ask them myself. I would say, I don't remember being a monkey. Do you remember being a monkey? No. I don't remember being a monkey. Other people don't remember being a monkey. Do you remember just being a child and having pictures? I have pictures of when I was born, when I was a baby. I didn't have pictures of this hairy little monster walking out of. That's people didn't evolve from monkeys, but what people are trying to do when they say we evolved, what they're trying to do is they're trying to lie to you. They're trying to bring lies into your minds. And when they do that, you can't listen to it. You just gotta ignore it or something. Do something. Now, they will say that we evolved and that dinosaurs evolved into birds. There is no fossil record of that. Now, they say that, like I said, we evolved, but if you don't remember being a monkey, then how could you be a monkey? But, there are a few other dinosaurs. I know anyways, about evolving. We did not evolve from monkeys. You read in the King James Bible, that's the only Bible, but you just read in the beginning. There's a thing I like to do. I just want to show you this, just for a second. If you have the King James Bible, which is the only Bible you can listen to, go to Genesis chapter 1. Genesis chapter 1, verse 1 says, "In the beginning, God created the heaven and the earth was without void, the earth was without form and void." Now, did you see that in the very first sentence? In the beginning, God created the heaven and the earth. God created the heaven and the earth. We didn't evolve from soup. Because I've watched Ken Hoven's videos. Dr. Ken Hoven. He's a good guy. And he knows a lot, but these scientists, they were telling him that we evolved from a rock. It rained on the rocks for millions of years, and that's another thing you can't listen to, is we evolved from rocks. It rained on the rocks for millions of years. In the Bible, if you go back and study it, it shows that it's about 7,000 years old, the earth. And I just wanted to talk to you a little bit about us evolving, which they say, which it's not true that we evolved from monkeys, and a little bit about dinosaurs. Thank you for watching this video. Goodbye.